Que reste-t-il de nos amours? Que reste-t-il de ces beaux jours? Une photo, vieille photo de ma jeunesse. Que reste-t-il des billets doux, des mois d'avril, des rendez-vous? Un souvenir qui me poursuit sans cesse. Bonheur fané, cheveux au vent, baisers volés, rêve mouvant. Que reste-t-il de tout cela? Dites-le-moi. Un petit village, un vieux clocher, un paysage si bien caché, et dans un nuage, le cher visage de mon passé.
I didn't see you there. I was so involved with my delicious pastries, my wine, my chocolate, and of course, my sophisticated French literature. But, tell you what, since you're here, how about I take you on a tour of the chateau? Does that sound like fun? Follow me. So here's the chateau. Over on the left is the oldest section. That was built either at the end of the 12th or the beginning of the 13th century, we think. The middle section here was built during the Renaissance, and finally over on the right is the newest wing, which was built during the 18th century. Most of the renovations so far have been done in the most recent wing, but for the tour we're going to start you out down in the kitchen, which is at the base of the medieval wing, and then we're going to go up through that, up into just below the roof. Then we'll go over into the roof of the Renaissance section, come down through the tower, and then finally we'll get you into the most recent wing. So enjoy! So here is the old medieval kitchen, right in the bottom of the very oldest part of the castle. So all this stonework here is originally dates back to the start of this castle. This axe is probably a little bit more recent, but that really doesn't make it any less awesome. Yeah! Oops. Well, I probably should have shot that scene last, but now that I've got a new camera, let's continue up through the medieval wing. I don't know about you, but I actually kind of like the look of the broken plaster. It gives kind of a haunted vibe to the place. But unfortunately, we don't get any ghosts in this room, and it's actually pretty intact. Ooh, a cool medieval seat. So now we're in the top floor of the medieval wing, and this one needs a bit of work due to some minor issues like, well, holes in the wall and in the floor. But other than that, not too shabby. But now for something really cool. We're going to head up into the roof, or for those of you watching from the Midwest, the roof. So now we're in the very top of the oldest part, so these curved rafters that you see here are about 800 years old. They've been reinforced a little bit recently, and one of the reasons for that is that even though I think this layout of rafters looks beautiful, it has an unfortunate tendency to push out against the walls, which, as you can imagine, is not really what you want a roof to do. You can see the effect of that outside, where the walls lean out slightly. Fortunately, when later builders added on to the chateau, they used a different design for the rafters. It's more stable, and it still looks cool. My sincere apologies to those of you who don't get as excited about rafters as I do, but you're gonna have to learn to deal with it, because there's more to come. But first, a view of the bustling metropolis of Bussy-la-Pesle. You could look at that forever, couldn't you? No, because we have a tour to finish. Come on to the next section. Ta-da! It's just what you wanted, more rafters. Right now we're up in the top of the Renaissance section. But there's not a lot to see here, so let's go downstairs through the spiral staircase in the tower. Tower rafters. Awesome. Oh, sorry. Partway down there's this little landing, and on the other side of that door is the hallway that leads to my room. Over here is the courtyard. Yes, there was scaffolding in an earlier shot, but I magically made it disappear. Now back into the tower. In case you haven't noticed, I like the tower. Now we're on the ground floor of the Renaissance wing. This room here is notable for two reasons. First reason is that I helped lay down this cement floor, which is covering plastic pipes that will be used for in-floor heating. The second reason is that this room has exceptionally ugly wallpaper. Now before we head into the newest wing of the Château, let me take you on a tour of the grounds so you can see it from the outside. Those are the stables. There aren't any horses there, but for some reason there are two disassembled church organs. This little outbuilding here actually has a brick oven in it, which I would love to use, but it's really seen better days, as you can see by some of the walls around here. This floor here we actually ripped up to build the flagstone floor that you saw in an earlier blog post and that you'll see more of in later on in this video. Here's the old oven, and as you can see, it needs a little bit of work before it's going to be any good for cooking anything, but could be pretty cool. There's a little garden here, including some nice raspberries, which I have every morning with my cereal. My room is right up there in that corner, and here's the back end of the Renaissance part of the chateau. And this big wall over here is what we're working on at the start of my time here. That section over there to the very right is the part that we rebuilt. And there's our wall again from a different angle, and over here on the right is the medieval wing of the chateau. That thing that looks like a tower there is actually a chimney, and the part of the roof beams that looked kind of like the interior of an old ship, that was up in this section here, whereas the better built part was over here in a slightly more recent part of the chateau. So now let's head out into what I like to think of as the Arboretum. This little river flows into what used to be the town's mill, although it's no longer functioning. There's a wall that surrounds the Arboretum sort of enclosure. Partly ruined there, but over here people have been hard at work fixing it up. This was before my time here, but you can see more of the type of work that they've been doing. And it runs all the way around here and finally back to the chateau. Some of you are looking a little chilly, so let's head back inside. How does the 18th century sound to you? Here's that stone floor that Stefan and I were working on. Almost done right now. In here, a coppersmith is working on making some gutters for the roof. Now here, I'll show you the kitchen. Ow! Bump your head on that all the time. And through here, and ow! People used to be a lot shorter than they are now, so you gotta watch out for some of those low doors. This is our kitchen, dining room, and living area. And this is your cat footage to make up for all those rafters. Caroline is a little creeped out by some of you, so we're gonna head upstairs. We're almost done, but I really can't let you go without one more rafter shot. Come on up here. Wow, those are some pretty cool rafters, aren't they? Okay, I'll let you go. Well, folks, there's your tour. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some wine and pastries I must attend to. Au revoir. Glad that's over with.
La mer qu'on voit danser le long des golfes clairs a des reflets d'argent. La mer, des reflets changeants sous la pluie. La mer au ciel d'été confond ses blancs moutons avec les anges si purs. La mer, bergère d'azur infinie. Voyez, près des étangs, ces grands roseaux mouillés. Voyez, ces oiseaux blancs et ces maisons rouillées. La mer les a bercés le long des golfes clairs et d'une chanson d'amour. La mer a bercé mon cœur pour la vie. La mer qu'on voit danser le long des golfes clairs